If someone asked me for a game that epitomizes modern design principles, both the good and the bad, this would be the one I hand them. For everything it does well, and for everything it thinks it does well, this is today's most prevalent philosophies on game design, wrapped into one violent, vulgar, and often vapid package. This is the prototype, and my puns are always intended.
Locksmith, this is Catapult 2-4, engaging hostile on bridge.
Released in April, Prototype 2 is a follow-up to the 2009 original, a game that was widely thought of as Infamous, the Hey That's Not Infamous edition. But frankly, the games are too similar not to be compared, so if you've played Infamous, you have a pretty good idea what to expect from Prototype, and by extension, Prototype 2. You play the game as James Heller, a soldier who we're evidently supposed to care about. His family's been killed, or something. The game doesn't really do much to elaborate, or even make Heller a sympathetic character because of it. And that's one thing that makes Prototype 2 a bad example of modern game design. I mean, Heller's supposed to be fighting for his loved one, so he should be emotional, he should be conflicted, but in reality, he's written like a one-dimensional jerk. He just swears and curses, and swears some more. He has tantrums over alt keys.
I'm at the computer, what do I press?
First, you need
I'm pressing the red button. Now the screen's all up. It's broken.
Okay, press the alternate key. ALT alternate.
Alt? There's no fucking alt. I got a fucking squiggly line key. I got a fucking key with a triangle on it. What the kind of keyboard is this anyway?
Oh, James, calm down. There should be a button with a blue square on it.
Okay, that's more like it.
The writing is almost laughably stereotypical of bad video game story writing, and it's really symptomatic of the industry at large. And I'm not saying video games can't tell a good story, but the ones that do are very few, and this is not one of them. But fortunately, Prototype 2 is also an example of what modern games do right. When Heller is finally done with his tirades, he's straight up kicking ass. The game takes the Infamous concept to a whole new level. You run around this massive city, accepting a mission or embarking on a side quest, all the while working to make Heller an even more powerful living weapon. The game feels designed around the idea that Heller is driven not necessarily by his thirst for vengeance alone, but also by his infection. He wants more, and as the player, so do you. In fact, you spend much of the game almost compulsively scouring the city for something, for anything that can make you more powerful. And for Heller, it's like this irresistible drug, and through the gameplay, the player shares in his addiction. And ultimately, the appeal of Prototype 2 is the sense of empowerment it provides. The game gives you this insane amount of upgrades, and the more you find, the more fun you have exploring the city and finding more. Like Heller, the game seems to grow itself, and it does an unbelievable job of making you feel like a superhero. And from a video game, you can't ask for much more. Prototype 2 thinks it's an emotional story. I got news for you, the commercial for this game had more emotion than anything in the product. But for the gameplay, on the other hand, Prototype 2 is everything you want this kind of game to be, plus some. It does have delusions of storytelling grandeur, but you can grow claws from your arms, and that's awesome.